Long-term viewers of this channel will know that I adore mini, micro and macro game collections, and the latest one that I bought is 4 Second Forever. This is a throwback to the early 2000s of the internet, where flash games and the ridiculousness of them made them just instantly accessible, and you would play ridiculous little tiny games with stupid art, stupid objectives, and just for the fun of it. And this is what 4 Second Forever deals with. There's 25 mini-games in total. Each one needs to be completed within 4 seconds, and each one has 3 stages of difficulty. So, for example, it might be that you've got a horse that you need to remove some of its extra legs from with some tweezers, and so you'll need to kind of manoeuvre the tweezer and kind of grab something and pull the leg away. In the first round, you might just have 1 or 2 legs to remove. In the next round, there'll be 3 or 4, and in the final round, there might be 5. But you're still having to do it within 4 seconds. And so this is where the difficulty of this game ramps up and up and up. As you go careering through these 25 different mini-games, the ridiculousness only grows and grows. So some are things like boot the snoot of a pet. There might be being an elephant with a frying pan full of food that needs to jump over some spikes to reach the other elephant chef. It could be that you've got a chinchilla that needs to wear some of its cowboy outfit. And I'll come back to that chinchilla in a minute. But there's a variety of them. But like at the base level, the Level 1 version of it is to do something once or twice, Level 2 is multiple times, and Level 3 will add in just more complexity and speed. And you've only got a certain amount of lives, so if you fail a minigame you continue on but lose a life, and then they kind of get replenished whenever you hit the next stage of 1, 2 and 3 of this minigame. Now, the controls are varied but largely involve the arrow keys and the spacebar. So sometimes when you come across a minigame for the first time, you might kind of need to go, how do I play? This game doesn't do so well like, say, and I'll call out Bishy Bashy Special as a really good example of where it would go, attention, and then tell you the controls before you then get into the game. This could have learnt from the Bishy Bashy series to have provided the controls more available up front. But the games are relatively easy to pick up and understand once you've played them for the first time around. If you do survive all 75 stages, you then face the boss, which is that chinchilla, who comes with a cowboy hat and his little sheriff's badge and a gun, and he throws out little stars of really hard randomised versions of the mini-games that you've already played. And so you have to try and shoot down the chinchilla and wear down its HP, but it will keep throwing mini-games at you to keep trying to bounce off of and complete. And so it will be a war of how many mini-games you can survive at its maximum velocity versus you wearing down that chinchilla and winning. And that will pretty much determine your end score. If that's too difficult, and I have to say for me it largely has been, you can turn it into like a no-fail mode where you keep going as long as you can, and once you reach the chinchilla, actually it's just wearing it down and getting like the top score of how quickly you can complete the game. But as you progress and get more comfortable with 4 Second Forever, you can start to turn that off and really attack the different difficulty levels as you go through the game, including one death mode, which I will never complete, but it's great to see it there. Where I'd rank this on the mini, micro and macro mini-games collection is quite difficult because it is quite succinct, but what it does exceptionally well, and I had a giant grin on my face throughout playing all of this. It's really bright and in your face, it's loud, it's bold, it's colourful, it's going out of its way to be crazy in the early 2000s way, which I always appreciate. And so if you long for the irrelevance and stupidity and naivety of early 2000s internet flash gaming as a minigame collection, 4 Second Forever is definitely something you should add to your wishlist and consider picking up, because I had a blast. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.